chest harnesses. You just fucking.
Like I said, I could have brought my GoPro in.
We thought about getting one, but because of the fisheye lens, we were like, you know what?
It does give you a little bit of wear angle. I had it on all day Saturday.
All right, so this is it right here. Proceed.
Proceed.
Yep.
Proceed.
Hello, folks. My name is Mark. My partner Matt. We're with Simplex Panel. We're on videotape, so we must keep our language clean. No, we're talking about the fire alarm system, your new fire alarm system between the new tower and your existing 1979 tower. So, at this time, you have two independent systems, Simplex systems. You got the new tower with the FCC room across the street, which we go to, across the building on the side of the building. And then you've got 79 down here. They both have their own central station monitoring, two individual systems. They've gone through various stages of installation by Red Top Electric and acceptance process with the IORs, Avik and Matt and Bob, and we're at the tail end of this thing, right? So you all had the opportunity to respond to a red light, an alarm, and push the button to get it to stop. Anybody? Has anybody done that? A few of you have? Cool, cool. Well, I'd like to be able to demonstrate that. I don't know if we have a window to make noise or not.
No noise.
No noise, but we can do it silently. Right now, Steve, can you see the panel from there? That's a normal condition right there in our system.
I gotta go in there.
Green light. Green light only. That green light represents 120 volts AC power. It says system's normal, and it has the current time and date. These are voice evac systems where there's a microphone and speaker control, so you can talk to the individual speaker zones. And the way you'd activate the individual speaker zones, you don't have to log in or anything. You just push the button. So we have a locked door. One standard key, the same key that fits the pull stations, fits the front door. If you wanted to talk on the speaker on the individual floor, just push that particular area. I believe we're B1 North. Light comes on. You key the mic, and when the light says ready to talk, you can talk. We must be north. We must be on the south side. Anyhow, so you push the individual button, you hold it until it says ready to talk, then you can talk. You have live mic at that time. To release it, simply release the speaker, selected zone, system's normal, never went into trouble. These are our bypasses. Everybody needs to be comfortable on how to bypass the system. You log in level 3, and that's a matter of pushing the menu button. It asks you a question. Change access level, question mark. Enter for yes. You've got two options here, one to log in, two to log out. You want to push 1, log in. Password is 333. 1, 2, 3, followed by enter, enter, and it'll tell you access granted, and it'll say what level you're at. You're at level 3, you can now push the bypasses. Bypasses, the yellow light is on, that function won't happen. So the panel's flashing a yellow light at this time, stating it has information to tell you. You would push the red button with associated flashing light, and it'll stop flashing. You can scroll through why it was beeping by either pushing the button multiple times, or you push next, push previous. If you want to see the time that that particular event came in, have it on the screen, and you push event time and hold. And it'll tell you the time and date that event took place. We also have a printer. The printer reports all activities. It'll be a little bit bolder for an alarm or supervisory event, but the troubles and the restorations for that alarm and supervisory, everything's activated and tracked at the printer.
Along with your position switches for your FSDs. Yeah.
Thank you, Mike. Mike put a lot of effort into getting your fire damper position switches to work and report through the printer. Eventually they'll be on a screen called the TrueSight Workstation screen, a terminal monitor to be located down here at this time. In the near future, to be down here in 79 once both buildings are merged together into one system. Please.
Can you do points? Can you disable points?
Yes.
Can you do that right now?
Yes.
Okay.
So the request was to disable a device. So there's a smoke detector in the room here. It has a nice bold label on it. It says M1, which is the SLC loop. M1 131. We can look at that individual status. Just start with being in the habit of pushing clear exit, lower right here. Then you can type in M1. The 6 button represents M.
Jennifer Lee, 2330. Miss Jennifer Lee, 2330.
And you push the button 1 and then the hyphen. So it's M1 hyphen 130? 131. 131, enter, and it'll tell you what that device is. Can you see that, Steve?
Mm-hmm.
So that states that the label, 1979, level, B1, general location in parentheses, engineering, fire alarm control unit. This happens to be node 1. And it gives you our address, M131. Of this information, the most important thing is the lower right-hand side underneath the address. It says the current status. It'll say if it's an alarm, if it's in trouble. It can say head missing. It can say almost dirty. It can say excessively dirty. It can say dirty. But if it says normal, it's normal. If it's an alarm, it has to be normal before you can reset it. So the question was how to disable it. We've logged in level 3. We've got wax on, wax off capabilities bypasses. If it's on the screen, you can push disable, enter.
Hello, this is Steve.
Disables the point, gives you new trouble that it's disabled.
Is Michael here? No,
Other
he's not
trouble
here.
in the system. So if we were to push clear exit, we come back to a scoreboard of 9 troubles. We can pull up the individual status M1 131, 6 button M, loop 1 hyphen 131, enter, and it tells us the address, and underneath it says disable trouble, current status. If we're ready to re-enable it, when it's on the screen, all we have to do is push enable and enter. And it'll give you a message up here. It says, please stand by. Will enable, and started with 10 seconds, and it's counting down quickly. If it says anything other than please stand by, you can push the trouble acknowledge button again, and it'll keep it disabled. And what it was going to tell you is it's going to go in alarm. So as long as it says, please stand by, will enable in 8 seconds, and it just counts down, it's going to go normal when it goes after the 10-second period. So 3, 2, 1, it's going to state it's enable completed. Current status of M1-131 is now normal. So there's a number before the 1M1, and that's reference to the node. I mentioned this is going to be interconnected with your new tower. This is node 1. So any point that's being controlled or monitored from this particular system will say 1, and then the address. So it says 1, M1 131. Based on this node 1 is controlling that device. If it was coming from next door, the new tower, it'd be node 2. It'd be node 2, M whatever, address whatever. You'll be able to reset and acknowledge both systems from one panel when they're interconnected. At this time, they're 2 individual systems monitored by 2 separate UL central station monitoring accounts with 2 separate printers. So that was how to disable a point. Again, the yellow light on the bypasses represents a function that won't happen if the yellow light's lit. Printer's capturing the restorations. No lights lit, no bypasses. One nuisance trouble at this time is a new annunciator up in node 4 or floor 4.
Nurse annunciator.
Nurse station annunciator. It's a nuisance right now. It wants to stop talking anytime there's panel activity, and it'll go normal in a moment here. So we have smoke detectors, water flow switches, tamper switches, fire smoke damper status, speaker control. It's a voice evac. The tone of the alarm is a chime, a steady chime, just beep, 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 beep. Can't sound it right now. Been asked not to make noise. That's what trouble sounds like. Yellow light flashes. It makes noise at you. Tells you what the trouble is after you acknowledge it. If we had the piezo bypass illuminated, so that function won't happen, we're flashing yellow, we would be beeping from this piezo because it's blinking, but because we have the piezo sound alert disabled, it won't beep.
So the piezo is just the alarm bell, or the panel bell?
Local notification here and at the annunciator up in 1979 registration.
Okay.
So if that piezo is lit down here, it's going to prevent them from beeping up there and you from beeping here. You're saying you anticipate signals and you don't need to hear about it.
Are there any buttons over there to do an automatic bypass of the strobes and bells, or we don't have?
They have status if it's been bypassed at either here or at the other system, the new tower, but they're not able to do the bypasses at the LCD annunciator in 1979.
Okay. But my question is like right now, if we want to turn the bells and the horns off in the building, which one of those buttons is it?
It'd be the first one here, AV for audio visual.
Okay.
Speaker strobes, audio visual. And again, two separate systems right now. This one button would be for 1979 AVs only. And over in the FCC, the new tower, AV bypass would be the new tower speaker and strobe, audio visuals only.
And I've been requested by TPR every day to put on the bypass and take them off and I'll make for next door.
Does the AV also disable the magnet?
No, it's different.
But we had an issue the other day with M416, and it would have been nice if we could have turned those off, if we knew how to turn them off, so when we stripped it, it wouldn't send the building off.
If I would have told you how to do it ahead of time, then you wouldn't have maybe had the opportunity to say, we didn't learn that. But here we're learning, you saw it in the normal action, and now we're talking about how to prevent the normal action before, so hopefully you feel more comfortable with how the system operates, having seen both sides. The question was, what about door holds?
That was going to be my next question.
So door holds, door holds, auto doors, roll down doors, security doors are all released building-wide on any general alarm. You can prevent that from happening if you...
Wait, I'm sorry, your question was if, I mean not the question, but so if something goes off in the basement,
Yes.
that's going to release all doors?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Hmm.
All floors will close and or do their auto door function
It's not a 4x4
on
thing.
general alarm of the building.
General alarm won't be like
So does everybody hear that? So even though a smoke hit goes off here in the basement, it's going to release all the doors.
How come we didn't have the pharmacy and the front desk drop?
They're not tied in yet.
Pharmacy is not, roll of doors
Pharmacy's
is
not
not
tied in.
connected to your system.
Okay. Same with front desk?
The registration
Registration?
is.
Okay, because it didn't drop when we had our alarm the other day.
That's
We
right.
can look at that. We'll be glad to. Thank you for sharing that, Richard. We'll be glad to look at that.
That's if that was, I mean, trucks rolled, so I assumed
Well, I
it
just
was
know-
a
I know
general
that-
alarm and not a trouble that went off.
I know that when I went and hooked that one up, it looked like that door had never
when it
gone.
goes off.
So,
You know the location as soon as it goes off.
Okay.
And I hooked it up exactly the way that the notifier was
Just, you just wind it
so.
down. You get more, you guys press it. The view.
So we're talking about AV bypasses still. We have AV for audio visual, speaker strobes per building. Door holds, we're talking about door hold function, release on a general alarm. You can prevent that if you've logged in level 3 by hitting this number 2 bypass. It's going to beep. It's going to blink. It's going to tell you it's bypassed. It's going to tell you the annunciator on the 4th floor is not happy.
And what's that labeled, Mark?
It says door bypass.
Doors bypass?
Yeah.
Basically,
79 again only.
door, AV, door, E elevator.
So that's the doors. The other aspect we have here is HVAC. Heating, ventilation, air conditioning, fire smoke dampers, air handler shutdown. So the matrix states, this is floor by floor basis. If a smoke detector on the 2nd floor is activated, all the fire smoke dampers are going to close on the 2nd floor, and the air handler that's feeding the 2nd floor, even if it's feeding another floor, will shut down.
Not in this building, we're not doing it in here.
Floor 2 only will activate for HVAC. All the doors will close, all the noise will go off in the buildings, but only the 2nd floor, the floor that has the alarm, the HVAC will shut down. And Mike clarified that the 79 tower at this time, the air handling units on the roof are not going to shut down. They're part of your upcoming renovation. The new tower units will shut down based on alarm per the floor that they're feeding. You can prevent that by happening by logging in level 3 and pushing HVAC bypass, and now your dampers will stay open, the air handlers will keep running, your annunciator up on the 4th floor will keep happy, and you can test all the devices you want at whatever floors, and the HVAC won't close, won't shut off. This one down here that says E only. E bypass represents elevator bypass. And that prevents your elevator, this building 79, one elevator, from doing the recall. It has primary and alternate recall only. Primary is all floors except for 1st floor. If the 1st floor elevator lobby were to go to an alarm, it would send the elevator to, I believe, the 2nd floor, alternate floor. So that's 79 elevator bypass. I had a request to see what the alarm looks like, so we'll put the bypasses on, the speaker strobes, door holds, HVAC, elevator, and the piezo. We're on test with the central station. And we got a can of smoke down here or a magnet?
I do.
I'll go Workstation.
There's one right there.
Magnet?
Yep.
That's kind of, I don't know, that might be too small.
It'll work fine, thank you. You just don't. So I'm gonna use it. You got smoke. The only reason I want to use smoke is because this way we can see how the smoke detector works in the obscuration levels at the same time. A little bit detailed information, but here we go. We'll give it a shot. So this is 131, M1 131, M1-131, enter. It says normal. You push more information, you get more information on that particular device. Next, 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 next. Gets down into obscuration. This is 2.5%. They're photoelectric light source, so you've got a light source and a receiver, and it takes the smoke to bounce the light source into the receiver at 2.5% obscuration to get it to go into alarm. And that looks like these numbers here. This is an average number of 76, and if that number goes up to 144, it'll be an alarm. And we'll look at it right here. So that's the current mode. Apply some smoke to the smoke head. These numbers should change. These numbers should change. You got editing features on this, Steve? Okay. So the numbers changed. It went to 100% alarm, 6.7% obscuration instead of we were at 2.5. The red light's flashing. That's an alarm. It's flashing because it needs to be acknowledged. We can acknowledge it here, pushing the red button associated to the flashing light. In this case, it's a red light. It says fire alarm acknowledge. The light stops blinking, meaning you've acknowledged it, and they'll tell you what's an alarm. Again, 1979, B1, engineering, FACU, fire alarm control unit, node 1, point M1-131. What was it? It's a smoke detector. Current status, the smoke's now clear, so it's normal. So if we want more information, we looked in here again, we'll have sensitivity of 76, alarm level for 144 if it were to go into alarm. We're now up at 79. We're at 4% of an alarm. So our obscuration is still residual in the smoke head of 0.1%, 1/10 of a percent obscuration still. If we were to fan that out a little bit, it'll actually go away. Catch us, Steve. Steve's our face behind the video there.
So if it goes an alarm mark and you acknowledge it, gives you the location, say you confirm that it wasn't a real fire. Show me again how to get the status before they did a system reset.
Okay, so I'm going to push clear exit. Here we've got two lights for more information. We've got an alarm light and a trouble light. You want more information on the alarm, you push the acknowledge button. It'll tell you what was an alarm, current status, and if you want more information as to what that device is doing, it's more information. Scroll next, next, next. And we're down here, 79%, 4% alarm still, 1/10, 0.1, 1/10% of smoke obscuration. This 255 clear peak value means it's the highest it's ever been was 255 where somebody used a magnet on it. If you're logged in level 3, you can push enter and clear those numbers down. Peak went away, so this is starting fresh for this one particular device. Maybe I can hold the screen long enough where we'll see those numbers change to its current ambient, we call it true alarm status. Still says 0% peak, 0% alarm, 0% smoke. Go one up, 79.4. So we're thinking this peak number should come up to 79, 76, 79 at this time. Wait for it. Wait for it. Still wait for it. While we're waiting, does anybody have any questions? Still wait for it.
So just like how you went press 6 for M?
Yes.
So for N you would press 6 twice, right?
Okay. Well, I'll be glad to demonstrate that in 1 minute. I'm waiting for the peak number to change here based on the new obscuration level. True alarm status. Wait for the pot of water to boil here. Come on. All right, so we're taking a look at it again here. Smoke detector, more information. Come down into numbers. Average is 76, and our peak has not changed. I'll get back to you about that. We saw how to clear it. We just haven't been able to register a new number on it yet. Gonna do a reset. Had a question in reference to 6 and pulling. Why do we push 6 for the M number, I believe? Who said that? Did you say that, Steve?
Yeah.
Can you come up here and you want to push the button? Maybe answer? Can you
Well,
film at the same time? You can't do both? Come on, baby. So if you
hard.
put 6 says what? There's something that says that on this. It says IDNet.
Okay.
So if you push it, that's the M number. So then you'd want to put what loop. This case it's 1. And then a hyphen. There you go. Net. And 131 is the head we've been playing with.
No, I understand, but I'm saying if it was like, are they all M?
Yes.
Are they, okay,
It all starts with M.
I see.
If this particular system has like M7-1,
Okay.
M6.
Because I thought this was more like a phone, you know, where it's like
Mark?
MNO and this, you know. So I thought you
Right,
press
no.
the touch button.
No, we're not typing out.
Right.
We're using the where it says function ID net to
I
get the
see.
SLC loop.
Okay.
M6. What do you got, Mike?
Okay, so when we merge the two systems together, how are we going to get the difference between the nodes? How would you separate the nodes?
It's going to look a little funny right now. We can't do it, but how we would do that was if we were at node 1, how would we look at points at node 2? So we'd push net, enter. If it had a net, we would push 2, and then
Right. Gotcha. So
the particular M number, and the hyphen, but it needs to be networked to provide that function, so it's not working at this time. So I wanted to come back and save face about 131's peak values. And there we got 78% current value, 0% alarm, 0% smoke. So we should have something in the peak that says 78. So that's just a reference in reference to how dirty has this environment been since the last time somebody has cleared the peak value. That's all it represents. As long as it's under 100, you don't need to worry about it. At 112, that's a number where it's almost dirty. You have almost dirty, you have dirty, you have extremely dirty, and then you have alarm. So as long as you're below 100, you don't have to worry about almost dirty, dirty heads causing your false alarms. Any other questions? Do we all know how to pick up a particular point? Would somebody, volunteers, welcome, come on down, push
Come on,
button.
Rich.
Come on, baby.
Rich.
Rich, anybody.
So what am I trying to do?
Let's pull up the smoke detector in this room. We know it's M1, 1-31. You see where he started? Clear exit?
Clear exit.
Good place to start. Fresh screen, clear exit. M button, yep, M.
It was
131.
131.
Hyphen 131. Enter. There she is. And once you're there, Rich, can you see the previous and the next buttons? Push them. Push previous. So you can scroll once you're in, and you can see the individual points. Now I saw something in there that wasn't a detector. Go up one more. It says door hold.
Right.
So that right there is a smart relay controlling a specific door. That particular door is on floor 1. It's the cross between the new tower and your 79 building. It has a unique address. And we've got more information on that too. We can push more information. We can see that it's a relay IM. We can see it's programmed for a door hold. We can say it's happy and no errors. Current status, that relay is normal. Raw is normal, enabled. Relay status, it tells you the status, what's going on there. It's off, so that means the door is still being held open. If we were to turn it on, since we are at level 3, at this point we go on, and then we would push enter to activate that one particular relay.
And then those doors will close.
And that door will close. I'm going to go ahead and do that. So on, enter. It's a new trouble. We're telling it to do something. If we tried walking away at that point, the system wouldn't be happy because this is important here. It'll say, you see that? It says door hold, manual override is abnormal, or it's in trouble at this time. That means we've turned something on, we've taken control over the system, we have to make it normal before that trouble goes away. So the way we do that is if we're looking at that particular point, now we just push off. This.
Off to start.
This. Off and then enter. Now the relay status is off, but we still have a trouble. What's the trouble say? It says it's still a manual override. So we turned it on, we turned it off, we have to turn it to auto. We must turn it to auto now. Auto button. Enter. Now it's happy. Now the trouble's no longer there. The relay is in the off position and it's happy. You turn it on, you gotta turn it off, and once it's off, go back to auto. So we were talking about scrolling through points. It's 1-131, I think, enter. And we're scrolling, next, 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 seeing different things. We got a smoke detector, pull station. Pull station is required to be reset at the pull station before you can reset your fire alarm system. Somebody activates a little plastic handle, it goes in, system goes in alarm, it does what it's supposed to, it drops all your doors, closes, no HVAC. Closes all your doors, makes noise throughout the building. You come to the system, you can silence it, you can push alarm silence. It'll stop the noise, stop the strobes, system's still in alarm until you reset the pull station. Need a key. Who's got the key? What key is it? It's the same key as the front door. If you need more, we'll give you more. They're the B keys. But you have to put the B key in the top of the pull station, turn it, open it, it's spring loaded, it'll reset, close, remove the key, then come back to this point here and it'll say that individual device is now normal. Then you can push reset. If you try resetting the system while it's still in alarm, it'll come out, abort, system's still in alarm, unable to reset. You can do the silence, you can stop the noise. You can reset the door holds. No, door holds aren't going to reset either. You've got to reset the system before you can rearm your door holds also. Any other questions, concerns?
Real quick, how do we get into level 3 again?
Absolutely.
So quick.
Absolutely. So
How about just start from the beginning, like?
I'll be glad to.
Yeah.
In fact, what I'm going to do is we had two options when we logged in. One was to log in, or one was to log out. I'm going to log out. Back to level 1, enter. So now if we push this button, it's going to say insufficient access. So level 3, clear exit, menu, and then asking you a question.
Change access level, so
Enter for yes.
yes. And hit 3 to get to level 3.
3. It says 1 to log in or 2 to log out. You want to log in?
1 to log. Okay,
There you
gotcha.
go. Now your access code 333. Enter. Access granted. It'll tell you where you are. Would you make the bypasses normal? Wax on, wax off.
All right, Rich.
So now you just put the system back to normal, right?
That's correct. System is normal. Green light only.
Okay,
It's rearmed.
So from here, let's say we got a contractor doing work in this room. Go ahead and take the smoking off.
Take it off.
Yeah.
Okay, so if I want to take that off, whoops, clear exit. ID net 1-131. Enter. And then disable. Enter. So now that head should be disabled, right?
Give it trouble. Trouble is, it's disabled.
Right.
Okay.
So,
But if they're going to be working, we don't want to necessarily turn all the bells and whistles off, though.
That's correct. We just want to
We
isolate.
just
this
want
room.
to take that.
Is there any
one.
light indicator to tell us that this
Yeah.
is off?
no.
Well, when there is no indicator, it's off, right?
No, it'll blink still.
It'll still blink even when it's.
No, it goes
solid.
Yeah, it just did.
When it's an alarm, it goes solid.
Where is
Right.
it?
But we have it disabled. But even when it's disabled, it's still.
It's that red light.
communicating.
So let me share something. This is beautiful. This is pertinent because even though we have it disabled where it will not go into alarm, if somebody were to cause a trouble on it, system's going to turn around and advise you that something changed.
Eventually.
It's a smart system. It has to think about it.
But, where's that light indicator? Is that little
Yeah, it's a
one?
little guy right there.
Left side,
That's
On the
it.
left? Okay. What is that? Is there anything in the square hole?
Okay, yeah. So, beautiful question. System's in trouble. What's this say?
Smoke detector head missing.
Head missing.
M131.
Very smart.
Okay, so check this out. This is a beautiful question. We were asked about the address block inside the base. Because the address is in the base and not the head, you can actually remove the head if it was causing problems, false alarm or something. Put it to a different location, take that head over here and see if the head moves, see if the trouble moves with the head. The address is going to stay the same. You don't have to worry about changing the address. The locations will remain the same if you're moving heads between trying to troubleshoot. You can do this by yourself to see if the problem will go with it. See if the problem is with the head.
Just take notes and remember where you're moving the heads because they're labeled on the head, not on, or are they on the base? They're on the base. Okay.
Both, right?
The heads are all generic.
The installing contractor took that into consideration and labeled it on the base. Thank
Right.
You got
There you go, Mike.
you got extra heads? Yeah.
you. So to remove the heads, it's a quarter turn to the left. To reinstall it, turn it to the left until it goes in the groove, and then turn a quarter turn to the right. Anybody want to practice removing the head, reinstalling the head?
Straightforward.
Now, does the light come
I got
back
to do
on?
that the other morning.
It's supposed to blink, right?
Okay. It will blink quicker,
Okay. It just did.
but if we look at those numbers now, Rich, would you pull up M1-131 again? All you have to do is push trouble acknowledge.
Oh.
There she is. Push more information. And next. And get to the numbers. Next. Okay, closer. Next. One more
Average
time.
value?
Yeah, one more time.
Okay, value is
Okay.
78. Zero smoke, zero
Okay.
alarm.
Yeah. So after removing the head, it actually takes 2 minutes for those numbers to be true.
Okay.
So during the inspection process, if anybody wants to check the head verification, loss of head removal trouble, do it after you put in an alarm, not before you put in an alarm. So if you remove the head and put the head back in, you have to wait 2 minutes before you induce smoke in it for it to register at the panel. Just a little side note there. So at this particular point is clear exit. Clear exit, it's disabled. One trouble in the system. Somebody else want to re-enable it? Come on in. Come on. You're close. Oh, come on. More the merrier. Would you be so kind to re-enable 131, please? So
No, you mean re-enable as in back to normal,
back to
right?
normal.
Put it back to normal.
So all we have to do is, if it's on the screen, is push enable,
Okay, got it.
and then enter. Enter's over here.
Enter, okay.
And it's going to count down from 10 seconds. If it says anything other than please stand by, it means it would go into alarm. Right now it says nothing, but please, we'll re-enable.
So acknowledge.
Go ahead, it's got new information. I bet it's annunciator up on fourth floor. Yeah, it's annunciator up on fourth floor. That'll go away shortly.
So to enable, you didn't have to punch in the address of that?
Because it was already on the screen.
Okay.
Because you push trouble acknowledge to get it to come up on the screen.
Okay.
At that point, you've got control over that point.
And what's the annunciator?
The annunciator is this display, same display, gives 4 bypass lights, and it's located up at 1979 registration for your 24-hour.
So it's another panel.
It's a smaller
panel.
small display with the same information.
Oh, but there's no, you can't do anything. It's just for
You can acknowledge
viewing.
it. You can, in fact, you want to go take a look at that?
No, you definitely have to.
Okay, does anybody else have any other questions here before we go to 79 registration, look at the annunciators?
Suggest that.
Okay, so we're leaving here and the system says it's normal. Let's go up to the 79 registration.
One's universal for both buildings. Right now, you got two here because one of them does next door, one of them does here. And there's no, right now we have no tie at all physically between the two systems. Alarm goes off here, it's not going to report on the annunciator for next door or next door. Vice versa, it gets up to next door, it's going to report on the one here and next door, but it's not going to go down, you won't know downstairs. Until the systems merge, you got two completely separate systems with two dialers and everything.
So to clarify what Mike's saying, if you were to look at the two annunciators, the one with the yellow power.
That's me pushing those in the morning.
We just left 79, the top one, green light, it's green light up here. You need to use the key to actually acknowledge, silence, or reset the alarm at this location. If an alarm came in, you can push acknowledge, you can get the information, but when you release it, it's going to keep scrolling, and it's not going to stop blinking, and it's not going to, this alarm silence is not going to work. Alarm reset's not going to work from here unless the key is in the on position. Same with the security area over in the new tower. Same key, yes, PlayStation key, B key.
So, sorry, so let's say like 2 in the morning, we don't have an engineer on duty for whatever reason. System goes off, they won't be able to silence it unless that key is in, or...
So it's just a matter of you can provide the key if you want them to perform that function.
Yeah, we don't, but I got you.
Silence it as in like the strobes and alarm.
That's right, the horns and the strobes, alarm silence, even trouble silence. If you push the red button associated with the trouble, it would usually stop and go solid. You got the key in there, you can push it, you can read it.
But it's not going to stop.
It's going to keep blinking.
So if somebody just held on to it, it won't alarm? No.
You need the key to...
No, but you just said if you press it and hold on
You can
to
hold
it.
it.
Yeah.
As long as you hold it, you can read the display.
Right. But then it won't alarm, right?
It will alarm.
It will. Okay.
It's a form of communication. But you need the key to be able to silence and or reset from the remote switch.
Okay.
That external horn represents water flow of the new tower. It will represent water flow of 79 or new tower when it's merged. But this device makes noise, unique noise, to the system for sprinkler monitoring of water flow. Somebody calls up in the middle of the night complaining they hear noise from your building, might be from here, and you can silence this by pushing alarm silence at the fire alarm panel.
Can't bypass
Cannot bypass it, but you can silence it.
Since we can't bypass that, and we need to do some work on the floor,
Yes.
contract needs to do some work, and we got to drain the system.
Yes.
You're telling me we can't bypass that?
That's correct.
So it'll go off.
Yes. When you fill the system, it will go off into alarm when the alarm comes into the fire panel, but you can silence it.
Is it pretty loud?
It's annoyingly distinctive.
We tried to pick the widest one we could pick, and it was still like...
But we can't bypass it, so we can silence it.
Yes.
Can you, now, is it just a one-time silence, or will it keep going after a few minutes?
I'd like you to hear this. I'm going to turn it on.
You can't turn it off, but you can turn it on.
It's no different than you guys have a bell next door that runs on the floor. Basically, what this is supposed to be separate from the system. It's supposed to be just a mechanical.
Oh, okay. I wanted to see how you turned it on.
It'll stay silent until it goes in alarm again.
Oh, yes,
Water flow audible. Outside B1. Aux 17 is on, making that noise. Alarm silence. Turn it off. Auto enter.
What's that?
So you got the noise. Then we'll play here. So we had a question in reference to how to change the sensitivity on the smoke detector. So smoke detector in this room's address what?
2M1163.
Any volunteers? Any volunteers? Step on up. Any volunteers? Who has seen that? Hey, Dennis, come on in. So M2117.
Okay, M2. Okay, so
Good.
So it's M2, not 2M?
what's the address?
Because it says 2M.
It says 2M1.
Okay, it's M1.
Oh, the 2 is a node.
Oh, that's the node.
Right.
Okay.
What's
How
the
come we
address?
don't have ones in front of everything?
163.
163. 163. Enter, please.
So we really don't even
Good
need
job.
to worry
Control room.
about that until the
So
word
more
merge.
information. Come down.
So right now it's just technically it's M1163.
2.5%.
Exactly.
You want to change that?
Is that standard? Is that your
Yes.
standard?
Out of the box. 2.5% obscuration. So if we want it to be less sensitive, we want to increase the number. Oh, I got that? Lower the number, more sensitive. Higher the number, less sensitive. So we're going to change it for one. It says 1. We want 3%? No, we want more. 3.7% is the highest you can get through the panel. Say enter. Actually, you don't even have to say enter. It already took it. It's 3.7 sitting there. You got a new trouble. What do you think that trouble is?
You just change the sensitivity of the head.
That's what it says.
So now it says, the higher the number, the more sensitive?
Least sensitive.
Least sensitive.
One trouble for any number of detectors that have been changed and altered. You don't want to leave this days. You want this just to be one shift type of a deal.
Right.
So you don't lose track. So we don't even know what head that was. It's gone. Only got one trouble in the system.
We'll find out.
We have more info. Will it get us?
No, but we've got trouble logs and alarm logs. Beautiful. So we put
over here too, guys. Remember
and the printer.
Printer's my best friend.
Printer's a good friend as long as it's got paper, it's not jammed, and it's got ink. You can read it.
Where does he say that?
And here's your address and everything. Nuts here, 301.
Sensitivity modified, second line from the bottom.
Yeah. But where's the address?
Right, it doesn't say.
Mark, how come the address isn't on here?
Okay. So, printer didn't capture that particular information for whatever reason. Off the top of my head, I don't know, but we've got another way to find it. Trouble log. Menu. Next. Next. Alarm log? We looking for an alarm or we looking for a trouble? We're looking for a trouble.
Trouble.
Next. Trouble log. Enter. Previous will give you the most recent. So there's our trouble. Sensitivity modified. There's the bell we turned on. It didn't give me the smoke in it either.
Can you go to the sensitivity modified and then go to more info?
No. Bummer.
We got a log.
Don't worry, I'll edit it out.
We have to manually log this down. If we're not careful, then we could.
You can see it says it's selected as 2.7. Not happy, right? So
3.7.
Yeah.
So the 2 option will go back to where it's supposed to be, 2.5%. Enter. Trouble goes away. Heads back to 2.5%. Everybody's normal.
Oh wow.
So then this would be a permanent thing, which you don't want to do.
Yeah, it'd be a long-term thing, which you really don't want to do. You lose
Right.
track of it. Did it ever show up on, Mike? Did it show up on the printer?
Here.
It never did.
M1?
It just says
Interesting.
modified normal acknowledgement.
Yeah.
Scary stuff. Yeah.
It doesn't give you your address.
Yeah. That's because it's not really abnormal.
Yeah, it's
Right.
just we
head's
changed the
still normal.
setting.
You changed the setting, and it told you, remind you, the setting's been changed. So these units here, these are isolators. The system, your system's set up as a Class A wiring. That means 2 wires going out and 2 wires coming back. So if there's a single open, it'll be talking to up to the open.
Huh? Say it again,
You'll
please.
get a trouble. It'll tell you there's a trouble that you have an open line, but you're not going to lose any heads. Unless you had a break in 2 spots, and then you lose that middle section out of it. But you're always going to be, you're fed from both sides.
Okay, you're
Loop.
basically saying it's a ran in parallel, so you'll always
Well,
be kind of.
It's a big loop. All
Right.
your devices are in a big loop on each loop, and that way if something gets lost on one end, you're not going to lose the devices because it's being fed from the other side.
Strobe, speakers,
Everything.
detection.
That's what Class A means.
Okay.
So it's almost like two loops. Almost.
PG&E does the same thing with all their feeders out in the street and stuff like that.
Right. So if you lose one
something
point, you don't lose the
close
rest
this,
behind
open
it,
this.
right?
So you can handle 1 open without losing any detection. Get 2 opens, and now you're going to be
Then
between.
you lose that between the 2.
Right. It could be this big or it could be
Right.
The first one is good indication that you got to get service out here and resolve the issue.
You're going to get in trouble if the loop's open. It'll tell you, open loop.
So a little bit further over here, folks, you got the stair pressurization fans, right? This does a weekly self-test, and the weekly self-test is on Tuesdays at 8 o'clock in the morning For 3 minutes, the fans will run.
At the same time? Sorry.
Yes.
Same.
They run at the same time. They print out the fans. The weekly self-test has started. If there's any trouble where one of the two fans stopped running, it'll tell you which one failed during the 3-minute period on the printer. And then afterwards, it goes through the reset process, which initiates a trouble momentarily, and then ends up being normal again. But self-test automatically. Tuesdays, 8 o'clock in the morning, the fans will start running. After 3 minutes, they stop, and you'll have a printout that they ran and that they stopped.
Can we change that to like 6?
We can change it. We can change it if you chose to. Right
Yeah,
now,
because I'm thinking changeover like at 7.
Yeah.
People are gonna be getting out of here like around 7:30,
Make
maybe.
anything you want.
any day of the week you want. I just recommend that you all do it when you're on shift. You can. Right now it's set up for Tuesdays, 8 o'clock.
And I'll give, just to kind of give you a little background, you guys understand that there are two supply fans, one in each stairway, and what that whole process is about. That's basically that's your survivability loop. That's the stairs and the vestibules and right in front of the stairs. That smoke kit in that vestibule, smoke kit on each side of that vestibule, on every floor, or if there's any smokes that are in the stairway, those are the only thing besides a flow that will start those fans.
So start those fans?
Right. If we smoke this right now, those fans aren't going to start. It's just that's your survivability loop. That's where the last thing where you're going to go.
That's why you got the 2-hour rating there.
Right. Exactly. You guys understand the vestibule's right outside the stairs, except for it's like the
so basically
on both sides of it that encloses that little vestibule. Right
The stairwell is going to be pressurized, basically, right?
Well, it's bringing air in so that you can get out of the building if you need to get out of the building.
I mean, but it's pushing air in, it's pressurizing it, so it's like the fire doesn't go into the stairwell, right?
There's air being pulled into that and stuff like that. Here's another thing too. If those fans are running in the stairs, say just one, say one side the fans are running in the stairs, or let's say the north side. The thing that'll turn that off is the top smoke head in the stairway. So if there's a fire in there and the fire gets up and sets up that smoke up in the top stairway, now all of a sudden the fan shuts down because you don't want to fan the fire.
Right.
Or based on the switches on the panel.
Right.
So you've got manual control here. So right now we're under normal condition, the fan is in off mode.
Turn it on.
So the way you operate this, you pull out the plunger and then bring it down. It's no longer normal. It's off.
Can you turn it on?
We'll go to the on position.
So that you should be cranking right now.
But it's off. Key.
It's not enabled.
Enable.
Oh.
Enable. It's not normal, right? The switch is not in the normal position. Now it's in the normal position in the
Is that
off.
a different key?
This is a different key. This is the Kirkland key. That's the shiny Kirkland key. Boo boo. Yogi Bear. Okay. So anyhow, so I'm going to send you a different signal you guys haven't seen yet. What's that?
Supervisory point, smoke control.
What else is it?
At normal.
It says enable.
Oh,
Enable.
yeah, it does.
Abnormal.
Enable means on. So now we can force that stair pressurization fan to the on position. We've told it to come on. The green light's not on yet because it's ramping up. It's ramping up. When it's up to speed, the green light will come on.
Which one is this? The one on the left?
Stair 1, stair 2.
Which one?
Stair one in the front. Here's the easier way to tell too. This goes all the way to the roof. Stair 2 in the back goes all the way to the roof.
Okay.
Stair
So
one
this
in
is the
front.
north end.
This is the
Doing
north one.
end.
Okay.
So we're waiting, right?
Alright, it just
Now
turned
it's
on.
Full speed.
Yep. Okay. Yep.
And I'll probably
So it
get
should
a
be
phone- I'll
loud
probably
as
get a
hell in
phone
there
call
right
from
now,
DPR
right?
right about now and say, Mike, the stairs are their fan's running in there.
Yeah.
So we've used the key to turn it on. And we come back to the off auto position. It's going through the reset process.
Yeah, it doesn't sound healthy, but it passed.
Supervisory point enabled.
So that's in reference to this key. So after you've turned it off and on or what have you, the last point to get rid of is to disable, which is normal.
Yep.
Self-restores goes away. But again, you can't do that unless you've got the key in the enable mode.
Well, guys, you guys are
Not
never
that
going to
we're
use
gonna
this.
touch it, but we're
This is
gonna
for
give
the
it
fire department.
Oh, okay.
pretty much the only person that's gonna come in here and wanna override what's happening out here is the fire department.
And do they have their own keys?
No, this is what they're gonna be
Yeah,
using.
That's why it's there.
And or their lock Knox box, but you guys will have to work that out.
Yeah. Okay.
Then we got another one. Then we got another annunciator. This is your graphic annunciator that gives you a quick assessment as to where the alarm is. Gives you each of the floors, roof to basement 2, and it gives you specific devices associated to. We had a smoke detector on the B1 level. We're B1. It would come in here. Area smoke detector, B1 level. This red light would come on here. So you look in here, you'd see we got an alarm, got a red light here. You have an alarm light down here. Your fire pump were running based on the water flow activity. You have your pump running light down here. Somebody turns the pump to the off auto position. You would have the loss of power. Maybe not. No loss of power. But if you turn it off, you lost your power to the fire pump, and the light would come on. Phase reversal on your electric motor, you don't want to see that. That light would come on also. Ground fault. All right, so this is just a quick assessment as to what's going on in your fire alarm system per floor. So you can look in here and see what floor is the alarm on, what device is an alarm.
I'll be truthful, guys. I never look at that. I go right to that. And I'll be truthful. That gives me what I want to know. I see a red light over there, I go right to that.
This is your TrueSight workstation. Right now it's set up under alarm list only. So it'll, just like the printer, it'll stack current activity from the top down. Last item will be shown on the bottom. This is going to be computer screens for the near future once the buildings are merged also. Right now it's just like an automated printer with additional features. You can actually look at the status of all your relays. Came to status control, clicked on that. If I came over here to point type, double clicked on that. Give me utility monitor point, click again. They give me my alarm relays. This starts talking about, we're down here under damper monitors status. So these should all be open at this time. If anything is abnormal, there's one that's abnormal right here. Oh, see that? Right there?
Closed.
That one right there? So B1 X-ray, room B1224. Damper is currently in the closed position.
That B1224, that's the architectural number on the frame?
Should be your
On the
current
door
room.
frame?
That's your room number, yeah.
That's the actual room.
And what that is, I'm just guessing at what that is, but Zach's probably got that damper closed because they're working in the X-ray room there, down here. It's right over here.
Let me scroll down. So let me scroll down here again, see if we can see any more. So we're looking for any other that are either closed or it could say partially. Oh, here's a partial. Partial off. Open. Okay, so that's supposed to say open.
What it is, guys, it's got basically 3 positions. It's closed, it's open, or it's partially open. It doesn't know if it's in the process of closing or opening. It's going to be, that middle position is always going to be partially open.
So we've got one that's closed, one that's partial open right now. Partial open is second floor corridor.
It might be down where they're working on the linen room.
Got a damper number of FSD 2-27.
I think what it is, that's one of the ones that isn't completely looked at.
Now,
I look at that a lot in the morning and stuff like that too. I had one over the weekend and stuff like that was kept popping up partially open for some reason and stuff like that. I changed the resistors out and stuff like that. I ran through its whole system and stuff like that to make sure it was opening, closing, get my meter reading, make sure it was all right and everything. I don't know.
okay, we're back to the alarm list business. Somebody please check the damper positions. Anybody, come on. Anybody?
Come on,
No
jump
volunteers?
Here you
Jump
go.
in there, guys. Somebody. Play with it.
Here you go.
When they're afraid.
Ah, you're fine. What could go wrong? Dave's here. There you go. Got it, Dave. So then, once you're there,
It was screwed up.
there
Now it's
you
not
can
right.
you can see the damper monitors, and you can scroll up, you can scroll down.
Status of control gives you the entire points list?
Yes.
Yep. On auto doors, any relay,
Anything, all points.
anything that we're monitoring. Now, the fire smoke dampers are actually monitored. It's not just a matter of the relay being on or off, but we actually are monitoring that the dampers open and close.
On both nodes, or like this will give you lists on both nodes?
Eventually, it'll be both systems.
Right now, we have two
it's
separate,
tower
two
only.
separate stations.
Okay, so where's our computer for that one?
This is going to be the computer for both systems down in your area.
Okay. Well, that's what I'm saying is like, so when this goes down in our area, it'll pick up both nodes.
Yes.
One. Okay. Yeah. So right now it's only picking up.
There's no two
Gotcha.
new towers.
Is there a,
But you can still do this on that. You just gotta look. You gotta scroll and look longer. You can put the point in, and that's what we were doing today. Me and Mark were doing today. We were doing all the fire smoke dampers next
Okay.
door. But we were just doing them individually. He didn't have this convenience of having it.
I understand. But so once this goes there, we'll get a list of 1 and 2, nodes 1 and 2.
And
which is
more importantly, when you get your graphics, you're gonna get pictures and stuff, right?
Another training video. Pictures
bring
and
it up
stuff.
to him, huh?
Pictures and stuff.
This is Albatross. Is there a screen I can pull up that shows me just all partials? I have to scroll through all
You
of them?
could push status,
And that will organize.
and they would group them all together.
Okay.
So you would have to try to find either all the opens, all the partials, all the close. Here's all the offs. Coming down. Opens. Partials. There's only one partial.
Okay. And can I print a selection of them, or would I have to print that whole screen? Can I tell it to print me offs, or print partials, or print?
We'll get back to you when we get the screens right now.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
what's
For me,
the
it's all about reporting.
what's the key deal over here, Mark?
What's that?
What's
It's
that
nice.
over there?
It's nice. Yeah.
Where's that say?
No, for all this stuff. I mean, does that what does that do? Like, case,
Every other system I've done is.
I mean, we fooling with that one says reset and all that other
I'll
stuff.
set it up.
Okay, so we don't touch that.
Like every week.
Bad things happen.
All right, so just don't do it.
Yeah.
What I usually do is I go to the printer.
It
I look
just
at the printer
reboots the
and
software.
add all this. One damper.
It'll do it automatically, but it's gonna sit there and tell you about
I'll
what
get
it's
my
doing.
office. It's right
You're gonna end
over
up
there.
calling me by the time it's done.
But this is all closed loop too, because it's not on any network.
The lights on this fan right there, it's just the false lights, right?
Yeah, okay, so it's normal. The white one says normal. Which,
BEL.
No, the white tape right
M114?
Right.
Yeah, 2 M114.
Hey, Rich.
M1-14.
M114.
M114. Because it's
114 or 14?
Just 14.
No, we've scrolled
can
on
I
the
s-
diff. Yeah, so
it should be a damper
Yeah,
motor.
do it on the description. I'll tell you what. Click on the point name. Now find M2 opposite direction. Where we at?
No, we went this way. 2M1.
There you go. M114.
14.1,
Yep,
14.2.
click once.
Damper monitor.
Yeah, so go in one.
Yeah,
The one
you want-
position is the relay.
One
See,
is
it says
relay.
Auxiliary relay.
So click on
Okay.
that.
So we can
There you
monitor
go.
this.
So here you can go. You can turn it on or off. So here we would go to.
Yeah, they just sent the text.
Uh,
Go to
But
off
yeah.
position.
Oh, I don't know.
Level, disable. You know what? It's currently set up for level 3 instead of the level 5 to actually perform these functions. So you could do it here if you're at level 5. It's another conversation in reference to where do you want this left at. You want people to be able to do control here, or you want them to log in when they do the control? It's like level 3 stuff. So it's options. So you can change damper relay status here if you're logged into level 5. Right now, it's set up for user level 3.
Can you disable points and stuff like that through there?
Yes.
You can do anything
Yes.
on there that you can there.
Yes. So it's just it's a matter of logging in
163.
when you wish to do that.
So
You want to show everybody right now how to do it?
Yeah, I would like to. I would like to.
So if we go to 163, that's this head in here, central control. We double click that.
Yep.
And then we can disable.
Yep.
And if we do that,
Go
it'll
ahead, go
disable
for
it,
it.
right?
Damn it, Richard, not authorized.
And it's acknowledged. You know who acknowledged? 1979 registration acknowledged. They're very quick about it. Push the button. Make sure push the button. So they beat you to it. So, if I may, we're going to log into level 5 so we can change the damper status. Utilities, log in, Currently it's 3. We're gonna make it 5. It's 5, and the passcode 555 on.
5 is higher access.
Yes. 5's higher access, so we go back to status control. Find M114. Where were we, Rich?
My bad eyes. We need bigger font, guys.
14, auxiliary relay, right?
Yeah, auxiliary.
You know, the rise, yeah.
So there, let's go. There you go.
There we go. Decrease, increase, auto, normal,
So go manual on. On.
There you go. Yep.
You need to be on level 5 there to be able to do that as well. No, just 3 here. 3 will do everything there, but 5 you need to.
Alright. Did I just turn something on up to the...
Close the damper. Yeah.
So it's making that noise.
Oh, okay, so then you can hear that
It's
noise.
still trying to blow air in through that damper that's closed and it's hissing. We're hearing it, right?
So, does someone else want to make it normal, or same person, Rich? Anybody? Anybody? So we went manual on, so we'd go manual off. Click. Yes. Okay. So we've turned a relay on. We've turned a relay off. We're in trouble. Anybody want to guess what that trouble is? Control, manual control point. You got to go auto. So come down to auto normal.
This is good info, guys. 'Cause I didn't know this at first. I couldn't figure out why I couldn't take troubles.
Couldn't shake the choke
So
because you were on manual and I was
go to
on
the trouble.
manually on.
What's in trouble? Says what? Smokehead. Double click on it. There you got it right there. You don't have to find it. It's there. So go enable normal. This enable. Done. System L normal.
Huh. That's easier to do on here.
It's a lot easier, I think, on the computer.
But you should learn. I mean, we should all learn how to do both.
Okay, so this is level 5 to perform these functions. To go back to 3, just go back to utilities. Log in. 3. Then drop down password 333. Okay. Now
So
you're back.
5. So
Now you're
5
back.
on this on the PC will let you do anything.
Yeah.
So we should probably change.
Is that the highest?
No, we've got 7 for service mode, which is like our level 4 in there. Get in trouble.
But 3 here will allow you to do that.
Yes.
Gotcha.
I encourage you all to push buttons.
Now, if you just want to just
Mic top or mic with red tops warranty is good for another couple months.
so if you don't want to scroll through all these, if you want to point, just put fine point, and you just put the
Yeah,
M1.
I really wasn't going to turn this into training on this, but yes, the features are here.
All right. I got you. I'm sure we could all.
I wanted to
figure
show you
out-
the damper
Right.
status. We wanted to get into how you can control individual points, but when we have the computer screens in place, that'll be a whole nother training
It's gonna change it.
So right now, focus on the panel.
I would focus.
So
on the
this is
panel.
just kind of later on. when we
Yeah.
This is
It's
another
coming,
video.
it's coming, it's
That's
coming.
another video.
Another video. Sequel. Check. Wait for the sequel.
No, I agree. I agree.
Part of the
We
problem is
gotta
we need to
learn
get we need to get the system merged. We can't merge them now until we get patient
Move it.
moved over so we can take the notifier down. So it's like one little thing's got to happen before another. It'll happen.
Which could be September 24th. Okay. While we're in here, is this already set up to run weekly?
Yes, on Tuesdays at this time, 8 o'clock in the morning.
All right.
That can change based on your request.
What
Right
does
now,
that do
Tuesdays,
regarding
8 o'clock.
fire alarm system? Anything? Just trouble? Or does it?
I talked about this. Anybody want to field that question?
Yep. Come on, guys, tell me.
What happens Tuesday mornings, 8 o'clock?
Oh, it goes on, but no troubles. It just
It comes on,
Runs for how long?
3 minutes.
and then after the reset, it actually does do a trouble. Self-restoring trouble. And it prints out that it ran, it started, we reported if there's any troubles during the process, and that it ended.
Does it store the information on the computer as well as print out?
Yes.
That's even better. What happens when it's running? People can use stairwells, do whatever they want.
Just fans.
It's really loud.
The doors are harder to close than open.
Good. I'm good.
Different central station monitoring. This is the second system that we've looked at. This is node 2. It has its own central station account. It's another UL something or other. UL 5172. This time they're individual, yes. Did you get Dennis's home number there?
We all got it already. So yeah, it's not new.
Notice the one thing too about here next door, you got a lot more controls on things. So, you know, first of all, you get, like I said, you get 50 fire smoke dampers per floor on the average. 50. You got auto doors. You got you know, not just your mags and the quarters and stuff like that, but you know, you got roll-up doors next door too and stuff like that. Here, like we were saying, when if you get a smoke head on this floor to go off, your fire smoke dampers on this floor are going to go down. The air handler that feeds this floor, and I believe this air handler also feeds the basement too. So air handler 4 is going to shut down. Okay.
Okay.
And the fire smoke dampers on just B1 are going to go closed. And if there's any referencing exhaust fans, they're also going to shut down.
Now, will it drop the fireflies on just the floor that it's on, or does it drop all
Roll
of them?
down doors, door holders,
are everywhere.
generic,
Yeah.
all building.
The whole building, okay.
Smokes and pull stations, drop everything.
No. Pull stations will release the doors. Pull station will not activate HVAC closure. Smoke detectors only for smoke detectors and or water flow closes the HVAC for the floor.
But the roll-up doors, they're considered part of the door circuit. Yeah.
What about those elevator roll-up things?
Elevator doors are different.
That's part of the elevator recall system.
Okay.
So that takes the elevator lobby smoke head to activate those. And on one
elevator bank.
Yeah, think of the 2 elevators, 1 and 2. Whatever, if you get a smoke head in one of those lobbies, that whole bank of roll curtains are going to go down
On every floor.
on every floor, but not the other 2.
Right.
So basically, you got one set. So they're all going to roll. They're all going to go down, and they'll stay down until you clear that smoke head in the lobby, find out which one it is, clear it, and then reset the system, and then they'll roll back up.
That's a physical reset, or it's an automatic roll up?
Well, you can always get out by pushing the little button on the doors.
But
on
then
the
they roll
curtain.
back down.
But they'll roll right back down because it's still an alarm. I've released them.
But they'll roll up automatically on their own?
Once the system's clear and the system's reset, then they'll all roll back up.
Because people always push on them and screw up the magnets, and you got to go fix them.
Yeah.
Always. Are there smokes in the vestibules?
Yes.
Do those drop elevator doors as well?
No.
Those just do. Those will bring on the fans.
That'll be the fan. That's your survivability. The vestibule, and then one on each side of the vestibule, and anything in the stairwell,
Indoor water flow.
and the water flow. Water flow will get everything going.
And like Mike said earlier, if you had the stair fan on and then it stopped, could be because the smoke detector on the top of the stairs went into
That was shut-
alarm
that was
based
shut
on the smoke or whatever's going on in the stairwell also. And that one fan in one stairwell shut down. The other one will keep running until smoke hits that one. And then that one.
That's like the last ditch thing and stuff like that. You know, basically fire's gotten up, the smoke's gotten up to that high point and stuff like that. The supply fan couldn't get the smoke out, so now we're not going to fan the fire anymore. So that basically you probably lost that stair, which is not good.
No.
So if you've got smoke in the building and somebody
Start
opens
running.
the stairwell,
There's great
And
pressure in the stairwell.
the pressure will keep the
Push the smoke
push
out.
the smoke out. Okay.
We
And you got to
tested-
remember too, you're going to have your 2 double doors on each side of the vestibule
Right.
too. So they've got, you know, you go through the vestibule, those doors are going to close behind you. So technically getting smoke into the stairs is going to be pretty tough.
We tested the ERC, it worked everywhere today. We walked with the fire department. Worked great. Same.
We tested a lot of
Yeah,
times.
just a lot of fun. Any other questions, guys? You know, we're here for a little bit longer too. And you know, like I said, you guys got my number. You can call me, and you know, I'll give you a little bit.
Mike has graciously posted his number next to Dennis's home number on the panels.
Sweet.
What? Where is it?
Right there.
I'm gonna cross my number off. Like the.
Yeah, you're in speed dial now. You can get rid of it.
But as witnessed Friday when I was up at Mammoth, and you guys got a smoke detector going off, it's only sometimes.